Have you ever imagined a territory so powerful that it could determine the fate of the greatest empire of antiquity? Syria was not just a Roman province. It was the defensive line that kept Eastern invaders from threatening Rome. But why was this region so essential? What made it a key element in Roman military strategy? Throughout history, generals like Pompey, emperors like Vespasian, and even rebellious rulers like Zenobia understood that controlling Syria meant controlling the destiny of the East. Today, we will reveal the secrets behind this secret weapon of the Roman Empire and how it became the shield that kept Rome safe for centuries. But before we dive into this incredible story, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos full of historical curiosities about ancient Rome. Syria and its vital position in the Roman world. Just imagine a vast territory connecting the Mediterranean to the trade routes of the East, filled with commercial cities and fortified positions. Before we understand how Rome consolidated its dominion there, we need to see why Syria shone so brightly in the eyes of generals and emperors. At that time, Syria was not merely a border zone. It was a true commercial corridor linking Rome to the richest regions of the East, including distant Parthia. Its overland routes and strategic ports made the flow of goods extremely valuable and, at the same time, sparked the greed of neighboring empires. Gold, spices, and the power to influence those routes were assets that Rome could not ignore. Besides its commercial value, Syria boasted natural fortresses in its imposing mountain ranges and, of course, in its walled cities. Being located in an area so close to Parthian territories made it a kind of forward trench, protecting the western Roman provinces. If Syria were to fall, the entire eastern Mediterranean would be exposed to invasion. This blend of wealth, strategic location, and military potential explains why Rome set its sights on Syria from early on. As we will soon see, Pompey was the one responsible for consolidating Roman dominion there, and that was only possible thanks to the unique circumstances we are about to explore. The ancient Seleucid kingdom and the shadow of Tigranes did Rome get its first chance to enter Syria. And why did Tigranes the Great become such a decisive figure in this process? Hold on to that curiosity, because soon you will understand the power game that drew Pompey to the Syrian stage. The Seleucid kingdom, once sovereign over much of the Middle East, had lost its strength due to internal disputes and the rise of other kingdoms. The last Seleucid king no longer effectively controlled much of the region. Meanwhile, Tigranes the Great, king of Armenia, saw this weakness as an opportunity for expansion. With his well-trained army and his spirit of conquest, he captured considerable parts of Syria, even coming to dominate Antioch, then the most important Syrian city. Tigranes was a bold leader. Tall and charismatic, he inspired both fear and admiration wherever he went. But his advance raised alarm in Rome, which had commercial and border interests in the area. Armenia had become a regional power, and Tigranes' presence in Syria, adjacent to Rome's growing influence, posed a challenge that could not be ignored. It was in this exact context that Pompey received the mission to intervene in the east. The tension between Rome and Parthia was already high, and Syria, under Tigranes' control, was a direct obstacle to Roman security and expansion. The political game was set. Soon, we will see Pompey rise as an unyielding strategist, ready to annex Syria to his empire. Have you ever wondered how this event shaped the destiny of an empire? Hit the like button now so we can keep bringing you stories as impactful as this. Pompey, the general who conquered Syria for Rome. As a skilled negotiator and commander, Pompey appeared in the eastern region with a very clear goal: to control the chaotic situation and expand Roman influence. But to what extent would his military genius be put to the test? Pompey arrived on the Syrian scene around 66 BC and quickly adopted a strategy that combined military strength with local alliances. By defeating Tigranes' forces in key battles and winning the support of discontented Syrian cities, such as Antioch, he demonstrated his tactical prowess. Many local leaders, tired of Armenian rule, rolled out the red carpet to welcome the Roman general as a liberator. With his athletic build and reputation as a great victor in previous campaigns, Pompey inspired confidence. His popularity among the troops came not only from his successes in warfare, but also from his willingness to listen to and reward his soldiers. Thus, when he conquered the city of Antioch and declared it part of Roman territory, officially making Syria a province, he garnered substantial support from all sides. Pompey also demonstrated political skill by dealing with the various tribes and ethnic groups in the region. He knew that stable dominion depended to some extent on respecting pre-existing structures. This political calculation was crucial in ensuring that Syria would not become merely a conquered territory, but rather a vital piece in Rome's chessboard, serving both as a commercial outpost and as a barrier against enemies. Syria under the transition from republic to empire. What happens when the republic transforms into an empire? What effect does this change have on a province as strategic as Syria? Get ready to understand how Augustus and his successors further consolidated control over the East. After the fall of the Republic and the rise of Augustus as the first emperor, Rome underwent a major internal restructuring. Syria, for its part, continued to receive special attention. Augustus appointed governors who acted as the emperor's direct representatives, combining military and administrative power in a single figure. This ensured that any eastern threat would be immediately contained. The presence of Roman legions intensified, reinforcing the border against Parthia and other hostile populations. Soldiers, coming from various parts of the empire, coexisted with local populations steeped in Hellenistic culture, as well as with Jews, Arameans, and other communities that formed part of the region's ethnic mosaic. This blend generated tensions, but also created opportunities for commerce and cultural exchange. During the reign of Augustus and his successors, Syria became a key province for the strategy of expansion toward the east. The flow of exotic goods, the control of caravan routes, and the constant vigilance against potential rebellions kept the region under continuous military watch. With each new emperor ascending the throne, Syria's role was reaffirmed as a true shield against invaders. Did you already know this intriguing detail? Write in the comments and share your thoughts. The First Jewish-Roman War and Syria's role. When a spark of revolt ignites in Jerusalem, Syria quickly finds itself involved in one of the most notable rebellions of the Roman Empire. How did the Syrian governors react? And who would emerge as the great executor of Roman retaliation? In 66 AD, a massive revolt broke out in Judea against the Roman administration, widely regarded as oppressive. Cestius Gallus, then the Roman legate in Syria, was prepared to send troops to quell the uprising. However, the rugged terrain, unfamiliarity with the area, and fierce resistance led to a humiliating defeat at Beth Horon. This defeat dealt a heavy blow to Roman prestige. However, Rome did not remain idle. Vespasian was summoned to lead a decisive response. A middle-aged man, hardened by battle, he carefully analyzed Cestius Gallus's failure and prepared a meticulously planned counterattack. His son Titus, young and capable, accompanied him, learning day by day from his father's experience. Departing from Syria, Vespasian and Titus recruited troops, reorganized supplies, and marched toward Judea. It was from this position that the Romans, even after a disastrous start, managed to regain control, culminating in the capture of Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple in 70 AD. With this, Syria once again established itself as the base for large-scale Roman military operations in the east. The division of Syria by Septimius Severus. Would concentrating all military power in one governor be too risky for the emperor? Discover why Septimius Severus decided to split the province into two and how this decision changed the course of imperial administration. When Septimius Severus came to power in the late 2nd century AD, he faced an empire riddled with internal conflicts and external threats. Due to its importance, the province of Syria could also become a focal point for dangerous revolts. After all, a governor commanding 3 or 4 legions posed a risk to the imperial throne. To neutralize potential threats, Severus achieved an unprecedented feat. He divided Syria into 2 distinct provinces, Seleucia, with Antioch as its capital, and Phoenice, with Tyre as its capital. In doing so, military power was fragmented. One province received 2 legions, while the other had only 1. This measure was taken to guard against ambitious governors. Antioch, which had supported previous revolts, found itself under constant surveillance, yet it maintained part of its prestige as a major city of the East. Tyre, on the other hand, gained administrative and commercial importance. This division created 2 centers of power, each monitoring the other, while both answered directly to the emperor. Have you ever wondered how this political act impacted future generations? Hit the like button or share so more people can discover the depth of these events. Zenobia and the rise of the Palmyrean Empire. Have you ever imagined a powerful queen who decided to build her own empire in the midst of a Roman crisis? Zenobia was that fearless woman, and Palmyra, located between Syria and the desert, became the epicenter of one of the most impressive episodes of antiquity. Described as a sovereign of striking beauty and captivating intelligence, Zenobia was the widow of Odenatus, a ruler who had been honored by Rome for defending the eastern frontiers. After Odenatus's death, she assumed power in Palmyra, and noticing Rome's weakness following Valerian's capture, launched an audacious plan for expansion. With a loyal and well-trained army, Zenobia conquered parts of Syria and extended her influence into Egypt. Her court became famous for its opulence, blending Eastern and Roman customs and attracting intellectuals and merchants from across the region. Yet, what impressed even more was her determination to openly challenge imperial authority. While Syria was still trying to recover from Persian incursions, Palmyra flourished as an almost independent state. However, the Palmyrean Empire was short-lived. The Roman reaction came under the command of Aurelian, who retook the region with a fierce campaign. Zenobia was defeated and taken to Rome, where her ultimate fate remains shrouded in myth. Nevertheless, she left an indelible mark on the history of the East, proving that even a province could dare to dream of independence. Have you ever imagined yourself in Zenobia's place, building your own empire? Leave a comment below and share this video so more people can learn about this astonishing story. Valerian and the humiliation before the Persians. Can an all-powerful emperor be captured by his enemies? Valerian's fate proves that sometimes reality surpasses fiction. Brace yourself for one of the most tragic twists in Rome's image. Valerian, already advanced in age, assumed the throne amid a widespread crisis in the empire. The eastern borders were under constant pressure from the Sasanian Empire. Determined to contain the Persians, he personally led his troops, partly relying on contingents from Syria to reinforce the army. However, the emperor underestimated the strength of Shapur I, the Sasanian ruler, who set up ambushes and exploited the Roman political instability. In 260 AD, the unthinkable happened. Valerian was captured during the Battle of Edessa. News of an emperor being taken prisoner spread rapidly, further shaking Roman morale. This event sent a profound shock throughout the empire. Syria, once again, near the front lines, suffered from subsequent Persian incursions. Cities were looted, and Rome's authority began to be questioned. Valerian's capture was seen as a sign of weakness, and it set a precedent for further rebellions, such as Zenobia's uprising in Palmyra, Filippo the Arab, and the Eastern influence on the Roman throne. If Syria's importance was already clear, what about when one of its sons becomes emperor of Rome? Get ready to meet Filippo the Arab, whose rise to power symbolized the growing influence of eastern provinces at the heart of the empire. Filippo was born in the province of Petra, Arabia, near the Syrian regions, and managed to ascend to prestigious positions within the Roman army. His rise to the throne in 244 AD came as a surprise to many in Rome, who did not expect someone from the east to attain the highest level of power. Yet, he proved to possess strong governance skills and attempted to balance the interests of various parts of the empire. Physically, Filippo had a darker complexion and deep-set eyes, reflecting his Arab origins. On the political front, he tried to build a bridge between the eastern provinces, which constantly felt exploited, and the center of Roman power, based in Rome. However, Filippo faced a tumultuous scenario, with internal distrust and external threats, which made his reign shorter than he had hoped. Nevertheless, Filippo's figure symbolized for many Syrians and neighboring peoples the possibility of rising within the empire. His brief reign served as living proof that the East had an active voice, and that Syria and its surroundings were not only suppliers of troops and riches, but also of leaders capable of shaping Rome's destiny. The lasting legacy of Syria and the end of the Roman era in the East. Now that we have reached the end of this journey, what lessons does Syria, so often contested, leave for us? How do the Byzantine Empire, the rise of Islam, and so many other future powers relate to this Roman heritage? With the final fragmentation of the Roman Empire and the emergence of the Byzantine Empire, Syria remained a strategic stronghold. At times, the Byzantines temporarily regained control of important cities, such as Antioch, but the Islamic advance in the 7th century drastically shifted the balance of power in the region. However, the Roman legacy in Syria did not vanish overnight. Cities like Damascus, Antioch, and Palmyra retained vestiges of Roman architecture, culture, and engineering. Even under different occupations, the ancient roads, fortresses, and bridges continued to be used, whether by Islamic armies or local rulers. The importance of this province would never again be underestimated by those seeking to control the Middle East. From a historical perspective, Syria proved to be both a cultural, religious, and commercial crossroads, as well as a military defense line. Looking back, it's clear that without it, the Roman Empire would never have achieved the stability necessary to become one of the greatest powers of antiquity. Thus, over the centuries, the province of Syria witnessed famous generals, powerful emperors, and even daring queens shape its destiny, and consequently the destiny of Rome. It was the stage for triumphs, humiliating defeats, revolts, and reconquests. Its strategic position and commercial value made it indispensable to the Roman Empire, which fought by all means possible to preserve this territory. In the end, Syria's legacy in Roman history remains proof that borders are more than just lines on a map. They are places where cultures collide, armies march, and empires can rise or fall. By understanding Syria, we also grasp the essence of a period filled with drama and grand conquests. If you loved this journey through time and want more fascinating stories, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next installment about ancient Rome and the Empire.